Hey guys, how you doing? Mowers and Blowers here again. This is episode 17 or 18 of my project, my Ford Ranger XLT flare side, step side. I haven't made a video on my truck in a long time. Anyway, the last video I had was due to a engine code. My check engine light is on, and haven't been able to clear it for a long time. I've had like 5 different codes before. And being the parts king that I am, I just went out and bought all these parts. Fortunately though, Ford makes very cheap parts. So I've been trying to clear the 1443. I've done just about everything there is to do about it. But I'm going to show you. Now the engine runs great, smooth. But this year, 1996, was a year where for the emissions and all that. And it was a pain in the butt. So I'm going to... enter now, and it's scanning. Wow, I haven't seen 3 before. That's not good. Alright, fault 3, 1443, which is what I've had for a while. 401, which is the EGR valve. 1400, I've never seen that before. That sucks. Now I got 2 more damn codes. But anyway, what I'm gonna do today is I'll show you. I'm parts king, parts clown is what I am. People call these different names and stuff like that, and I might as well just change all 3 of them, you know. Anyway, so there's the evacuative purge valve, purge solenoid, there's a thermistor. There's all these crazy names. Nobody really knows exactly which one's which, but I'll just give you a lowdown here. So this is the front of the car, obviously, right? So that is the charcoal canister, okay? It came with the truck with no caps. I'm not sure what that's about. I think it should have caps, or it doesn't need caps, I don't know. Anyway, it goes into a hose, and what my thought was that was the purge valve, okay? Solenoid. And then next thing that I learned was that this thing here is a thermistor, but then people call that a purge sensor. Then the hose goes into the manifold, okay? So when I have the engine started, right, I would disconnect this thing here, this thing here, right, and I would get suction, good suction, okay? But then on this side, there is no suction. So basically, this solenoid is closed, so it's not allowing air to be sucked through there. I guess the engine has to be warmed up or something like that. But this was the original Ford one. I'm going to replace that with one that I just got off of eBay. It was kind of expensive. It was like 40 bucks. And that was cheap. There was 80 buck ones, 70 buck ones. Anyway, I'm going to disconnect the hoses and replace it. So yeah, I know it looks dirty. I actually had it in here before, but because the 1443 was still there, I decided to put the old one back on and see what happens. But I'm going to put it back on again. So you can see that there's an arrow that says engine to the right. So I'm going to connect it that way. So it's really easy. Pigtail just comes off there, right? Pigtail just comes right off like that. And you just pull the hoses off. You can't do it with one hand. So I just connected the new one on, right? Here's the old one. It's exactly the same. Now I'm going to connect that pigtail. And then it goes into this little bracket there. So now I'm going to disconnect this thermistor over here, or purge sensors, what they call it. This was $15 or $16, something like that. about right. It is a messy job. Anyway, so that's the old one. And it went in like that. The pigtail has 4 holes, even though it looks like only 3 of them are being used. And then you have this hose. And you have this hose. I'm going to put this new one on just like that. So, there you go. So I've changed the thermistor, the purge valve solenoid. I haven't done anything there. And if you look at these hoses here, it's kind of cracked. But it's solid on there. It's pushed all the way into about here. So I don't know if any air is getting out. But it doesn't matter because, I mean, like I said, when the engine was on, it sucks here from the engine, but then when it gets to the solenoid, there's no suction. It's like nothing's going on. I guess if it's up to temperature, it might open and suck air. Well, I think the premise is that the vapors from the gas tank are kept in there, and it sucks those vapors back in the engine to reburn it. This engine is a 2.3 4x2. It's got 2 distributors, see? It's got 8 spark plugs for a 4-cylinder engine. I should know, I changed the spark plugs, and boy, was it pain over there. I have a video on it. I've also cleaned out the EGR valve before. I've also changed the DPFE, which is the Delta Feedback something or other, that thing right there. I've also cleaned out the mass air sensor, the spray. I've changed the air filter before. I changed the gas cap. I changed the PCV valve that's in there. I've done pretty much everything to it with the exception of the EGR valve. The only reason why I didn't change the EGR valve is because the nut that's attached to the metal pipe on the bottom is rusted so bad that I can't get it out without taking it to a garage, you know, because they've got those tools and they can do it from underneath, whatever, and all that. I mean, I guess I could try it, but I don't really want to. But anyway, so I changed this entire side's components there. The hoses are rubbery. They're not brittle. They're not collapsed. The hoses are good going from here to at least there, right? I mean, I could change this, but it looks like it's a solid connection with no leaks. I guess I'm just going to drive it for a while and see if that damn light goes off. But I mean, fortunately, these parts are not expensive. You know, like I said, I paid like 20 something for that, 18, 17 for this. You know, so I mean, you know, it's not terrible. It could just work. I doubt it though. Anyway, so that's how you change your thermistor or purge valve sensor. See you guys next time, Mowers and Blowers. I figured just for the hell of it, we'll do another scan just for the hell of it, you know? Nothing's gonna happen though. It needs to, the computer needs to read it all and all. And it has to dry for like a couple of cycles before it can give you a good reading. Yep, still the same 3. $14.43, 401, and 1400. There is also something with that I've been reading on the forums about the gas tank and the filler neck, but I don't have any fuel vapors or smell anything bad, and the gas cap seems to work. Maybe it's the gas cap. You know, maybe I'll clear it and see how when it comes back. Erase. Yes. Erase done. And my light went off. It's going to come back though, as soon as I drive it again. battery scan. Look, the truck runs well, man. Engine's smooth. Alright, so it doesn't have any codes right now because, you know, the computer needs to sense a couple of cycles, but always good to have this. This is an OBD2 diagnostic tool. It's the cheaper one. I think I got it like 30 bucks or 20 bucks or something. I just keep it around. Anyway, so for now, there's no lights, but it'll come back, I'm sure. But I gotta find out what 1400 is. If any of you guys know what's up with this stuff, experts on Ford, please let me know. I've been trying to clear these codes for a long time, and I've pretty much bought every damn part I could think of. But, you know, I want to pass inspection. I did before I bought this truck, but, you know, eventually I'm going to have to pass inspection, you know, in a year or so. But see you guys next time, Mowers and Blowers.